Well, it's the 9th annual Ka'u Coffee Festival, and a long time coming. A lot of planning goes in throughout the year. Got a great group of volunteers. Got some great entertainment, some new acts this year, and some of the best coffee you'll have anywhere. We keep getting better at the events that work, and we weed out the ones that don't work as well. And we try to keep the focus on the coffee farmers, and what makes Ka'u coffee special. Yeah, tomorrow we got the Coffee College. So throughout the year, we work together with the growers to determine what the specific needs are at any given point in time. And again, this festival is going on for 9 years. So this year we had some issues with too much fermentation in the coffee. And so we brought in Sean Steinman, who's a PhD researcher, and he's going to talk about the science of fermentation so that the farmers get a better understanding of what fermentation is and why it works the way it works and why it's good for coffee when it's done in moderation. We also have a representative here from Panagos, who's a top flight agricultural equipment manufacturer, particularly for coffee. And they're going to talk about how to best use their machines. The Panagos machines are used all over the world, and several here in Ka'u. And it makes good sense for the farmers to get the most out of their machines, to learn right from the manufacturer how exactly to do that. So he's going to be doing a classroom tomorrow, and then we're going to go do live demonstration on ripe cherries, and then he's going to be around for the next 3 or 4 days to do one-on-one training with farmers. It's maintaining the quality and also the yields. You know, you don't want to be throwing coffee away. The margin that the farmer has is relatively narrow, so anything that they can do to increase efficiency and to prevent waste and to have a higher quality cup, it broadens the margin for the farmer, which means it's pure profit in their pockets. And that's really what the festival is about, is making the industry resilient, sustainable, and something that will last into future generations. There's a flat bark beetle, and we've got a workshop where the growers will learn hands-on how to breed these beetles, which feed on coffee berry borer. So yeah, we put the bugs to work in the field. You know, managing that beetle with use of pesticides and how to manage that whole thing is things that we're going to be learning about tomorrow. You know, in terms of research and support for fighting coffee berry borer, all the invasive species biosecurity protocols that are being talked about and being implemented are certainly welcome in the coffee industry. So we appreciate the support, not just in terms of funding for direct subsidies for coffee berry borer, but also indirect for research and biosecurity. One of our biggest challenges right now is the shortage of labor. As our harvest season has moved to overlap more with Kona, we've had fierce competition for harvest labor. And if we can't get the crop in, you know, someone's going to get wasted. And that, if cherries are left unpicked in the field, it acts as a reservoir for coffee berry borer. So not only are you wasting product, but you're creating a reservoir for the borer, which will emerge in the next season and eat your crop. So we need farm sanitation, we need to get the whole harvest in, and we need to have adequate supply of agricultural harvest labor. So, you know, it's an ongoing challenge, and one we hope to address, not just in Ka'u, but as an industry throughout the state. The harvest has been moving earlier and earlier, and you know, Ka'u is pretty diverse in elevation, so we're almost in harvest 10 months out of the year. So it's a very long harvest season. The lower elevation farms will go off first, and then the higher elevations will come, you know, later. But you know, we'll start picking in August and finish picking higher elevations June. So, you know, pretty long season. Not great from an efficiency standpoint, but yeah, I think the changing climate has made our harvest season earlier, more of overlap with Kona, and exacerbates the problem of adequate harvest labor. Yeah, there was a period of time where there was a drought, but you know, that it didn't really manifest itself in the crop. We need strong rains, during flowering, which actually triggers the flowering, and then as those beans are developing, we need wet soil to help those beans develop. So the drought that passed was mostly, lower elevation, didn't create a big problem for coffee. It's everybody working together to build this industry. When sugar went down, there was very little hope. Things keep going to where they're going. Coffee is a real bright spot. There's a lot of pushback for other kinds of development, but support for agricultural development is strong. I think potentially over time, coffee and other crops could fill the vacuum that was left by the sugar plantations. And judging by the turnout here today and all the families that are involved, and we see young people getting involved and people moving here and starting coffee farms, and everything is positive right now. Yeah, demand for Ka'u is up. Our name recognition is beginning to see some market penetration there. Our prices are strong. Our quality is exceptional and it's getting better. In terms of, we have more farmers producing some of the top tier coffees. Yields are pretty strong. We had a great season last year in terms of productivity, and this season, thank God, because of the rains, I think we're going to have a strong crop again. When you look at the rankings of value crops, coffee oscillates between second and third highest value crop in the state with cattle. Number one is seed corn, but that's more of a industrial type farming. Coffee is all families, growing coffee, small scale. So it's a great success story, and to be number 2 or number 3 highest value crop in the state, we're not going anywhere.